Donald Trump's Commerce Secretary just tried to gaslight an audience of consumers, and they are not having it. This is kind of awesome to see. Welcome back to Occupy Democrats. I'm David Reddish. It's only May, but Oxford's English language word of the year may well be tariffs. Call it a frontrunner. Donald Trump, of course, has made ultra-high tariffs a pillar of his second term, as he has slapped the United States' biggest trading partners, China, Canada, Mexico, and the nations of the EU, with mega tariffs. Ostensibly, those are designed to encourage consumers to buy American and for companies to build factories in the United States, but for all kinds of reasons, that will not happen. For more on that issue, see our other videos here on the channel. For the sake of this report, it's important to note that the biggest effect of tariffs is rising consumer prices. Just yesterday, major department store Target announced it will raise prices due to tariffs. Last week, Walmart did the same. Why? Let's let Jim Cramer break it down.
Was Walmart really supposed to eat all the tariffs that have been put on the goods it carries? Sure sounds like it. Take a look at President's posting this weekend. Quote, Walmart should stop trying to blame tariffs as the reason for raising prices throughout the chain. Walmart made billions of dollars this year, far more than expected. Between Walmart and China, they should, as it said, eat the tariffs and not charge valued customers anything. I'll be watching, and so will your customers. Quote. First, let me say that's a nice thought. Very Bernie Sanders-like. It would be terrific if Walmart just operated as a charity, directly subsidizes customers. Fact is, though, all retailers are wrestling with these tariffs, and almost none of them can afford to eat the cost because they have incredibly low profit margins to begin with. Forget that none of them knew the tariffs were coming, so they couldn't plan ahead. When they did find out, they did their best to shift their sourcing to countries that looked like they'd be the lowest, hit with the lowest tariffs. Why? Because they didn't want their customers to get hurt. They might have been able to actually deliver better prices for the customers if the White House had given them more time to get ready. But they didn't know about Liberation Day. Nobody did. So they didn't get a chance to find lower prices for a lot of their goods. I'm sure they're working on finding new sourcing right now. But as the president surely knows, you can't change your entire supply chain overnight. Now, Walmart immediately told suppliers that they were going to have to make things much cheaper because they didn't want to hurt their American customers. It's not like Walmart's vertically integrated, but it sure is a heck of a lot of heft when it bargains with the suppliers because it has huge scale, and scale means power. My understanding is that they negotiated the best deal possible on each item. The company then had to decide how much they could make on these goods when they sold them to their customer. Further, my understanding is that they tried to make it so other items that weren't tariffed only saw their prices raised a little bit.
Make no mistake, prices continue to rise over Trump's tariffs, and this is just the beginning. Wait until you see what this crowd does to Howard Lunick. Stay with me. Major tariffs on some goods, namely those from China, are still on a 90-day pause. And that says nothing of the yo-yoing, they're on, they're off capriciousness of Trump, who has spooked the market and who has already prompted some retailers to raise prices preemptively. Trump, for his part, continues to blame retailers and claim tariffs are great for consumers. Consumers do not appear to feel the same way, and CNN reports that prices across the board on everything from produce to cars to toys have already risen. Which brings us to today's little altercation. In a conversation with Mike Allen of Axios, Commerce Secretary Howard Lunick defended Trump's implementation of tariffs, something that has sunk public approval of his job performance. According to Lunick, nobody's feeling any pain. The audience, however, felt differently.
Everything in the world's got 10%. You go to the store now, are you feeling the pain? No. Why not? Because there is no pain. Because what happens is the sellers, the producers, the sellers, and the currencies change, and the price effectively mostly goes away. I'm not, what's the inflation rate in America? 2-odd%? Okay, 2-odd%. But seriously, for the month of May, every product in the world's got 10% on it right now, with no exceptions, no exclusions. That we have 25% on cars and that are coming in from out. Do any of you feel anything? Because I want you to understand, in the month of May, the United States of America is going to take in $35 billion towards our deficit of tariff revenue in the month of May.
And consumers will feel that.
Well, I said it's already on. This is on since April. So when it's not that the tariff is coming, it's on. Have any of you felt any of it? Seriously.
Can we see that again? Keep in mind, this audience is not sitting in front of a microphone.
Well, I said it's already on. This is on since April. So when it's not that the tariff is coming, it's on. Have any of you felt any of it? Seriously.
Don't try and gaslight the audience, Howard. You won't like them when they're angry. And they have every right to be angry. Virtually every economist in the nation and beyond has condemned Trump's tariffs as ineffectual and basically just a way to milk more money from consumers. In essence, it amounts to the largest tax increase on the public in American history. And yes, tariffs are taxes. Don't believe anyone who says otherwise. And Lunick might champion the money tariffs milk from consumers to counter the federal deficit, but considering that the House just passed Trump's big, beautiful budget abomination that included a $3 trillion tax break for the wealthiest 0.1% of earners, that's not going to mean much. It will result in cuts to Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security. Oh, and in the case of Social Security and Medicare, that's money American citizens paid into the system so they could get care later. So, in essence, the Trump administration just stole their money. This is insanity. And while the Democrats remain united against Trump's economic policies, and though the public is raging over this fiscal lunacy, most GOP politicians are too worthless to work with Democrats on behalf of their constituents, and Trump is too surrounded by sycophants and too delusional to realize the damage he is doing. I truly wish I had better news to report on this front. But at the moment, an angry crowd shouting down Howard Lunick is about as good as it gets. Here's hoping that rage builds, enough so that Trump backs off on tariffs, and we can right the ship before it sinks. Thoughts, prayers, and calls to your representatives, everyone. This is Occupy Democrats.